My name is Jeff from Savior Batch 2014, and today I'm going to be talking to you about tea. So it's going to be a very quick crash course on teas, and later on I'm going to do a demonstration on how I brew my teas and how you can brew your own teas at home in this period of quarantine. Alright, so let's get right into it. So the history of tea. So this history of tea is a little mythical, or it's semi-historical. So basically, the story is there was a farmer in ancient China who got sick, he got poisoned, and as he was looking for a cure, he found this leaf, this plant, which is the same plant, by the way, that we drink all the way until today. So he found this plant and he ingested it, and magically, he got better, he was cured. And that became this magical plant that we call tea. So they developed that, they turned it into a beverage, they put it in their food, and fast forward into the 1800s, the Europeans got a hold of it, it spread all over the world, it even spread to Japan, and each country developed their own tea culture, and that all began with that simple plant that this lowly farmer ingested and he got better. Alright, so that's just a quick history of what this very, very delicious beverage is. But I think with respect to the Filipino Chinese culture, how tea is relevant to us in our day-to-day life nowadays is that as Filipino Chinese, we tend to offer teas to our elders, and that is a sign of respect. But in a more ceremonial form, during weddings, the couple tends to offer tea to their new in-laws, and as they drink the tea, it's a sign of acceptance and a symbol of merging of these two families together. So that is a more local tradition of drinking tea and how we use tea in our day-to-day. But a little more into teas, there are actually 6 types of Chinese teas. There's the white tea, yellow tea, green tea, oolong, black tea, and the fermented teas, or the pu'er cha. Health benefits of these range from antioxidants to reducing cancer, reducing cholesterol, aiding in digestion. So there are many, many health benefits to drinking tea. So I do suggest that everyone does drink tea, especially in a time like this when there's a pandemic and everyone has to keep a good and healthy immune system. So tea will not cure COVID-19, but it will help your body keep strong. So the different regions in China produce different kinds of teas. And if you've been to any of the XCEs, you might be familiar with these places. So if you've been to Fujian, there is actually a place in the Uyi Mountains where they produce something called the Ta Hong Pao. So this is a kind of oolong tea. In Yunnan, on the other hand, they produce something called pu'er cha, or pu'er tea. So it looks like this. This is a fermented tea, and it's later on compressed and put into little tea cakes like this. So this is pu'er from the Yunnan province. Right? So next I'm going to show you guys how I brew tea at home. So the way I brew tea is a very traditional way of doing it. It's called the Kung Fu method. Kung Fu literally meaning to do it with effort or with skill. So it's a more traditional way versus the common tea bag. So normally in Kung Fu brewing, you have something like this. And this is called a gaiwan. Gaiwans can also come in this form. So there are different kinds of gaiwans. But today I'm going to be using this one. Okay? So inside my gaiwan, I have a black tea. Okay, this is a black tea. The specific name of the black tea is called Ing Te Hong. Okay? So the idea of this method of brewing is that there is a higher quantity of tea leaf to water ratio. Right? So I put some of the tea leaves inside the gaiwan, and I will just pour my hot water straight in. And the thing about this, since there's a high quantity of leaf, I don't have to let it sit for very long. I can just immediately remove the leaves, and this acts as a strainer. I just remove the leaves almost in a few seconds, and I will have my black tea ready. Right? But if you don't have anything like this at home, that's totally fine. You can also do something like this. You can use a tea bag, right? And this is also another kind of black tea. This is an English breakfast tea. It's also a tea that people commonly drink, right? So a way you can be a little more creative with your teas is by making milk tea. So that's very popular nowadays. And basically, milk tea in the most traditional form, you might have tried it in Hong Kong, actually uses black tea as a base. So you could use whatever black tea you have at home. If you have loose leaf black tea, that's fine. If you have tea bags, English breakfast, Earl Grey, these are all black teas. So you could use those to make a Hong Kong style milk tea. So basically, all you have to do is take your black tea, then you take some evaporated milk. So I have a 1/4 cup of milk, evaporated milk. I won't use all of it because I like my milk tea quite strong. So normally I just put a splash of evaporated milk into it. Then I take a spoon and just give it a quick stir. And there you have it. It's a Hong Kong style milk tea. If you want to make it sweeter, you can put condensed milk and you'll have a sweet milk tea. So I hope you try these things at home. You could try making milk tea, brewing your own tea, however way you can at home, because we're all very limited right now. And drinking tea goes beyond just drinking it on your own. It's actually a very social activity. So you could drink tea with your family at home. Make it a practice to drink tea. It's good for you. It's healthy, and at the same time, you get to share this tea with your family. So I hope you learned something from today's little tea demonstration, and please stay safe. And that's all for today. Bye.